help you figure out the best way to pitch your podcast.
So how to narrow everything down into 2 minutes, which is more difficult than it seems.
Yes. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. Hello and welcome to The Good Stuff. I'm Christine.
And I'm Renee.
And this is a show about spotlighting everyday heroes in the 518 doing good stuff. And right now we are doing that, or we are trying to highlight you, spotlight you, the listener, the audience here in the Capital Region of New York State with the Pitch Your Podcast contest. Renee, do you want to share a little bit about the podcast contest?
Yeah, so we have this podcast. That's a tongue twister.
We have this podcast contest
that is happening, and it's for people who have an idea that they haven't maybe done yet as a show, but they're going to come on camera and give about a 2-minute elevator pitch for what their show would be, some concepts about what the episodes could look like, who their audience is, and we just wanted to give an example of a good elevator pitch because it's not easy if you're not practiced with it, how to sum up everything you want to say about it in 2 minutes.
Yeah, and we do have 3 questions that we are asking everybody. But when it comes to how to answer those questions, we wanted to give a little bit of guidance to make sure that your pitch is as strong as it can possibly be. The 3 questions, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't know if you have them in front of you, Renee.
Got a nice laptop here.
Okay.
So scrolling back.
1 is, what is your show? 2, who is the audience for your show? And 3, why is this show important now?
Or why does it matter? Is the scarier version of that same question. Feels like in a boardroom.
Why does your audience care?
Why do you matter so much to have a show?
That is such a good point. And on that point, a question I ask my students, and I asked a lot of people who we work with, is why is your thought leadership so important that the whole world needs to hear it? Because the answer is yes, your thought leadership is, but why? And when you get down to the meat of that question, like nothing can stop you. Because once you step into the arena, as they say, like you're going to get good comments, you're going to get bad comments, and that's just the way to success. Like once you put yourself out there, critiques come your way. And so I actually tell people they aren't really successful until they've gotten a bad review.
Or they get pushed back in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise you're surrounded by everybody who's like, this is great, this is perfect. I'm like, I want a little bit of truth because I know it can't be perfect.
No.
There's always room to work and grow. So
yes. You know something that we love here at The Good Stuff? It is a leadership development program. And not just any leadership development program, a leadership development program specifically for girls. That's why I am so proud to share that Girls Inc. of the Greater Capital Region is one of the sponsors of The Good Stuff. Girls Inc. of the Greater Capital Region started in 1937. And since then, they have been empowering girls to reach their full potential, providing safe spaces, mentorship, and life-changing opportunities for girls in Albany, Schenectady, Troy, and Saratoga Springs, especially girls that face real barriers like poverty, bias, trauma, and girls who have limited access to opportunity. From STEM-focused after-school programs to college and career pathways like the Eureka program, Girls Inc. is preparing girls not just to succeed, but to lead. And here's something we love. 83 cents of every dollar goes directly to programming, creating impact where it matters most. Because when girls rise, communities rise. To learn more, to support their mission, or to get involved, head to girlsinccapitalregion.org. That's girlsinccapitalregion.org. Okay, so Renee is going to be the person asking your questions. So we are going to do an example right now where Renee peppers me.
On the show.
Yeah. Will give me the same questions that she will give you when you come in here to pitch your show. And I will do my very best to pitch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is when I'm behind the camera. Shake out all the nerves first.
You'll get 15 minutes, which means you can do it at least 2 times, maybe 3. So you'll have time to practice it. Okay.
Yeah. So let's get ready to roll.
I feel like I should put a timer on. Okay. Hold on.
All right.
I'm going to put on a timer.
Do I have your permit? Do I have permission to use your audio and visual from now into perpetuity?
Yes, you do.
Yay! And can you say your name for the camera and spell it?
Yes. My name is Christine O'Donnell. I am, my name's Christine O'Donnell, Chrisistine, last name O'Donnell, O''D''O''N''E''L''.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to do it. Here is 2 minutes on the clock. Go.
Okay. So what is your show?
My show is The Good Stuff. It is about everyday heroes in the capital region doing good stuff.
And who is it for?
This is for moms like me. These are moms who have children who are being raised in the capital region of upstate New York. They are concerned about their children being part of the AI generation, and they want to make sure they still are like connected with fellow humans, that like screen time is limited. And when they say, oh, I want to watch YouTube or I want to be a YouTuber, you can say back to them, hey, the only way to do something like that is to do something good, to do something meaningful. Like we see on The Good Stuff. There's a whole section on the show that we are dedicating to students doing good stuff. So it's not for students who are playing video games on YouTube, which like is a great pastime, but like I'm trying to really encourage my kids to get out into the world, into the community, and do stuff that will make a difference and feel good while they're doing it.
And why does it matter?
Because I want to influence the next generation to be kind and like good team players and to connect with fellow humans. So in the age of AI, when they can just ask ChatGPT to tell them a story or figure something out for them, they're actually going to be more interested in creating and telling their own stories because they've watched this show or they've been featured on this show or they saw someone on this show who inspired them.
1 second to spare.
My stomach hurts.
We're gonna have a live countdown for people.
I know. But how'd I do?
You did good.
Okay, great. But yeah, like figuring it all out and doing it in 2 minutes is gonna be a bit hard, but it's the way. It's the way of the world.
I was like, you gotta sell yourself for a job interview. It's kind of the same.
Yes, it kind of is. So there's an example for you. I hope that this episode has helped. And if you haven't heard yet about the Pitch Your Podcast contest, it is going right now. It's happening between April 21st to May 21st. We still have 20-something days before it's April 28th at the time of this recording. So we still have time for you to pitch your idea. Just go to the link in our show notes and schedule your 15-minute session.
You can also check it out on the website. So it's at brightsighted.com. We have a page that kind of goes over everything we've talked about, and then you can sign up to find your 15-minute time slot there. We have a whole calendar. You can pick a time to come in and see the studio.
Yeah. And for fun, I want to share also this pitch that Renee did the other day when she was being interviewed by our co-host, Spencer Sherry, here on The Good Stuff.
Yeah, this was before there were questions. So this is a work in progress.
A fly by the seat of your pants pitch. But sometimes those are the best ones.
Yeah. And Spencer had a good one too. So We're going to enter that as his pitch.
Yeah,
The
we'll put them back to
contest.
back. Do an example of the podcast pitch. Pitch your podcast contest.
Pitch my podcast. So the podcast I would pitch is called The 20s Gap, and it documents you and your friends going through what it's like to navigate your early 20s, figuring out early career, where you're living with friends, not living near your friends, and all the struggles that you don't feel like you're prepared for, but somehow you're going to go through it anyways and figure it out by the end of it.
I'd watch it or listen to it.
I feel
About that.
we just going to be like a new group of 20-year-olds. Let's follow them. Like,
Mhm.
what is the psychological? What thoughts?
Yeah.
Philosophical life moments do you suddenly be like, I'm an adult?
I have to make my own food for every single meal and grocery shop and do the laundry and be a human and then have a job. Oof.
My podcast would be called The 80s Gap, and it would be
Ooh.
talking to all of the wonderful elderly people we have in our life, and it would be a commentary on her show. And so me and a bunch of 70 and 80-year-old folks would sit and watch that interview and judge it harshly.
I would love that because I want the criticism of when I'm too scared to do something of somebody to be like, why aren't you doing it? Just go do it.
I
Like,
want to
get
know
over
what
it and
old
do
people
it.
think
Yeah.
of your existential crises.
Yeah, because they're not, but I like to think they are. So that's why I document them to make them, in hindsight, not look as existential as they are.
I
I am. That's
I'm sure there'd be a very vocal group of people that would set you straight very quickly.
Mhm.
Ah, I would love that.
And now it's time for this week's student doing good stuff.
So this is actually on a wooden canvas. So I did a little bit of a sketch in pencil first, and then just kind of painted it with acrylics from there.
What was your reaction when you first got the prompt?
My reaction when I first got the prompt, honestly, I was kind of excited because I knew that I kind of wanted to do this exact horse, Clydesdale. I started to kind of be a little bit proud because this is my first time doing something on such a large scale. I just felt like positively. I don't know if I have a specific word, but I definitely felt good about it. So a little bit of personal circumstances were going on actually in the process of me making this. I kind of wanted it to represent breaking through the dark times, which is why I've got the light and the focus on the horse now, freedom from whatever is, lying in that dark forest, kind of. So I kind of wanted like a dark kind of mystical forest around it, and then the sunlight coming in, kind of shining and focusing on the horse to represent, kind of as the name is, freedom. I really like capturing nature when I make art, so that was definitely one of the determining factors in that, and I just think forests look really pretty. It is on wood. I had actually never done anything like that before, but my art teacher, Miss Comboy, she was like, I've got a canvas for you if you want to try it out. And I was like, okay, I don't see why not. But I really liked being able to capture, trying to get the right colors. I feel like it was a really hard part of the process, but it was so worth it. And I really enjoyed doing that. Yeah, especially painting in the light and stuff. I feel like the whole process is good, but that was my favorite. I really liked doing the hair and the tail. It was really fun. Kind of the movements that it requires you to do with the brush. I thought that was pretty cool.
How do you feel seeing it up in a museum?
It feels awesome. This is my first time ever actually having anything up in a museum like this, so I was feeling pretty good about it.
What would you say to any other artists who are looking to either submit their designs in the future?
Honestly, I would say go for it. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, and I think honestly, if you've got art and you want to put it out there, then you definitely should. So.
You can come see all the student artwork at the Wynn Place Show Student Art Exhibit, sponsored by the New York Thoroughbred Breeding and Development Fund, and it is open now until April 26th.
And now, back to the show. Anyway, podcasting is fun, and we are very excited to be able to offer. So the grand prize of this contest is 12 months of content support. So you're going to get a $2,100 value, which is our Momentum package. And that is 2 one-hour sessions in this 4K video and high-quality audio studio. Every month, you will become a part of our community, and we will support you in the further development and production and launch of your show. We will be with you every step of the way. We will teach you all of the skills that you need to create a powerful show that connects with your audience. And we are so excited to continue to hear ideas from this community. And I think that's kind of the biggest surprise for me. After we announced, so the podcast started April 21st. So we are 7 days into the podcast, to the contest. It goes until May 21st. And like hearing people talk about their podcast ideas, like, has been so invigorating. Like listening to people get so excited about this idea that they haven't actually shared yet, but they've been ruminating on for sometimes years.
Yes.
And it's just like, it feels like this like big cathartic release when they come in here and finally share it. And so we want to make sure as more people continue to share their ideas that they are done in the best way possible. Well, thank you for being here for this bonus episode of The Good Stuff.
Have a good one. Bye.